Okay, so let's get things started again. So I'm gonna do the whole intro. So hi, welcome to the call, everybody. Today's topic is public speaking, thinking on the spot. Um, so for today's meeting, I had sent out the meeting notification with all the details 3 days in advance. So there was a link to uh, a Google Doc with some tips for thinking on the spot, as well as a PDF for a list of tabletop questions for everybody to study over. Although it's not necessarily going to be thinking on the spot, but for those that actually peruse through all those details, at least can help out to kind of ease into this process of thinking on the spot. Um, since it's week 3, this is part of the whole career development slash self-improvement umbrella of topics. So thinking on the spot will be one of those kind of skill sets that will be um, good to be able to practice. Don't worry if you find yourself stumbling a little bit, that's okay. Um, this is just something to practice, and the most important part is being able to practice your English because that's what we're here for. Okay, so to begin things, I'm going to share my screen and it'll be on page 1. So the overview of thinking on your feet slash thinking on the spot. Okay, so first off, prepare and practice. So when it comes to thinking on your feet, having a knowledge base. So you can get things through education, through lots of reading or consumption of media of some sort, just to help build this foundation of knowledge. Um, so that with a lot of knowledge under your belt, then it helps you to have something to kind of grab in order for you to talk about. Improvisation. Um, Wait, there you go. I was messing myself up because I tried to do the underline. All right, so improve your improvisational skills. Um, so debating with people or just speaking publicly. Um, Throughout this process, you may end up having mistakes, but that's fine, right? That's part of the process. So that with every mistake or kind of um, you know, lack of quality that you see in things, you can start to build upon that and start improve better and better each time. So especially for now, if you feel this is something that you're weak in, don't worry about it. We're just all practicing here, right? So right now I'm kind of coming on the spot, although I have some of this pre-prepared, hence the whole prepare and practice, right? Mindfulness and self-awareness. So for this, oh, wait. There you go. Redo that and go like that. Mindfulness and self-awareness. Practice being fully present in the moment. And so instead of overthinking things, right? Because when you overthink, you kind of freeze. Just allow yourself to be in the moment, flow into it. And you're able to then just be able to put out something um, to just, be able to think on the spot. So the second part, responding to the situation. So there's certain tricks that you can do. For example, the whole take a deep breath trick, right? Um, you, I don't know if anybody watched a show called Family Matters, but there's this one part where Carl Winslow was advised by someone that whenever he gets mad, he needs to take a deep breath and go, um, 1, 2, 3. What the hell is bothering me? Right? That was part of his anger management type thing, but it's a good trick to kind of like take a deep breath and have that moment of time. So even like 1, 2, 3, just counting it out, at least in your head, that's kind of helpful. Next up, listen carefully. So um, for the question at hand, it's you're going to be asked a question and or you're going to be asked to respond to a question. So although you might have certain opinions on things, this is more towards being specific to answer that question, right? So instead of avoiding straying away from the actual topic at hand, which is the question, you want to just focus on that question. So it helps to listen carefully. Which segues to the next part, focus on what's important. Because once you listen carefully, then you can focus it, like zero in the important part so that you can be able to answer the question. If it helps, repeat the question so that you can buy yourself time and at least be able to audibly hear it from your own mouth. And that way, maybe it might help you to understand the question better so you can answer it. So call upon your knowledge. So having that preparedness from the part one, having a knowledge base, when you then are able to grab a call upon your knowledge, then it may help you to be able to respond to the question. Hi, Matt. Stall strategically. So if you need more time, ask clarifying questions, paraphrase, give yourself extra seconds. One thing here I would say is use pauses. This will be one of those public speaking tricks to use pauses. That way you're able to avoid using crutch words. You can still sound professional, but at the same time, you're injecting these pockets of time of emptiness where you can allow yourself to just think and allow the audience to consume what you're saying and understand it. So pauses are a great thing. Be clear and concise. So when delivering your answer, you don't want to be rambling. It sounds like you're just being around the bush at that point. And that's a good time for me to use that idiom, beating around the bush. Hi, Diana. Welcome to the call. Lastly, for this number 2, project confidence. So even if you're not you're unsure of the answer, just make yourself feel or sound confident, and that way, you kind of like mentally trick yourself into feeling like you know how to answer the question. So you just kind of go through it. It also instills confidence in the audience that they feel like you know what you're talking about too. So end with a summary, just like anything with like verbal essays, especially, you have your introduction, you have the body paragraph, and you conclude, in a sense, repeating your introduction and or with something else that's your part of your conclusion, right? Just to wrap things up. So that's part 2 for the tips to like think on the spot. So lastly, additional tips. Structure your response. Last week, we had the topic of chronological order. This is one way of how to structure what you're saying. So, so this is one of those examples, right? Let's see, use humor. So when possible, inject a little bit of humor so that it brings us a little bit of lightheartedness in what you're saying and makes what you're saying much more palatable. much more easier to consume or for people to take in. Don't be afraid to say, I don't know. Sometimes you just really don't know the answer, so I don't know. But for these table topic questions, even if you do say, I don't know, you could still try to take whatever you do know that may somewhat be related and then try to apply it. Hi, Jackie, welcome to the call. And then at the end of it, practice, practice, practice. Just practice being able to think on the spot. So put yourself in lots of situations where you need to think on the spot. So for this particular session, this will be one of those cases where we're just going to practice being able to put ourselves onto the spot. Okay, so that's the overall overview for tips on thinking on the spot. The link to this was in all the meeting notifications, but just in case, I'm going to post it here as well for everybody. At the same time, I will also post the link to the table topic questions. We're not going to use every single table topic questions, by the way, but we're going to use the table topic questions from this list. That way, for those that at least have reviewed over them, then at least you have something to prepare for answering these questions for today's meeting. Does anybody have any questions so far?
You are able to continue from my side.
Okay, sounds good. So with that, let's see who's on the call. So I'm going to stop the shared screen for now. Okay, so there's kind of fluctuate from 7 to 8 of us. So I'll just keep the room as one big room. And I'll leave it away. So let's see. We're gonna do like this. So let's try this, right? Who would like to go first and volunteer to go first? Let's see how this works out.
Don't say lady first. I'm a lonely woman here. Oh no, Diana as well. Shaky.
Well, so this is for this one, right? It will be you get to choose if you want to go first.
I'm kidding.
So don't be shy. Like for the most part, it will be testing or like not testing, but practicing your ability to think on the spot. Don't worry if the question is right or wrong, because most of these questions don't really have a right or wrong. A lot of these questions are more about your opinion and just practicing how to just speak it out. At the same time, most importantly, this is practicing to speak English, right? So Diana, go. Okay, so Diana.
Yes. Sorry, I'm asking first because I just jumped into the class, so I don't know about the idea. So can you say more a little bit about the information? What should we do or something like that?
Yeah, so I did an overview on thinking on your feet or thinking on the spot. So this is stuff that I had posted 3 days ago. So just to give people time to kind of go over the material. So the material consists of a Google document that says thinking on your feet, and it's all the tips about thinking on your feet. The second document was a list of table topic questions, which I'll be asking in this call. So, so the whole idea is like, I'm going to ask a table topic question and you just answer it. That's it. So this is going to be your ability to practice thinking on your feet.
Yeah, I think it's like the last part of public speaking, like when after you finish your saying, and then people start to ask you some questions regarding your topic, and then you will answer it. Yeah, so it's like
That's
kind of
correct.
that part.
Yep, that's called the Q&A session, question and answer session. Yep. So don't be shy. Anybody like to volunteer first, or else I will or have someone be voluntold.
I'd like to go first because I haven't been practicing for a little while.
Okay. So the way I'm going to do it is like this. So Mohammed, pick a number from 1 to 365.
Where are the questions? Because I can't see any questions in the chat box.
Oh, it's because it's there's two links, right? One link is for the thinking on your feet. The other link is for the list of table topic questions. So in this case, this will like if you don't know it, that's fine. I'm just asking you pick a number from 1 through 335 or 365.
Okay. Okay. 5.
5? Okay.
Yes.
So if we scroll up all the way 5, question 5 is, can I do this? Come on. Don't tell me I can't do this. This is, oh, okay, hold on. This is gonna bug me. Let's see, open with Google Docs. Can I do it this way instead? Ooh, okay, this is better. Hold on. So here you go, question 5. Oh, can I edit this? Yes, I can edit this. 5. What life lesson did you learn the hard way? So within 1 to 2 minutes, just answer the question. Feel free to give yourself like a minute to think about it and then answer.
Life lesson that I learned the hard way. I can't really think of a lesson that I learned the hard way, to be honest. But let me think.
Yeah, take your time. It's a tough question, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm sorry. I can't think of something that I learned the hard way right now. Maybe you can pick up someone else while I'm thinking about the response.
So when it comes to thinking on the spot, right? Ways to tackle this, like, so the first thing that you did was you repeated the question to allow yourself more time, to buy yourself more time to think about it, right? So that was one of the first things. So other things you can do is just start to pull from your knowledge base, right? So let's break the question down, right? So like, what life lessons did you learn the hard way, right? So one part of it is life lessons, and the other part of it is the hard way. So if you try to put the whole thing together, yeah, it may be very difficult to answer. What if you broke it up? right? So you can think about like, okay, what about a life lesson, right? Or is there something that you learned the hard way, right? So you can pick and choose one or the other, and then maybe start to see if you can tie something together, or just be able to talk about one or the other.
I do know, I do learn something, but I cannot really say that I learned it the hard way, you know.
Okay.
But I know that we shouldn't take anything for granted, you know, in life, because we don't know what will happen in the future. So we have to enjoy things in the present, you know, because when things are in the past, like when you don't have it anymore, you cannot get it back, you know, like the health, you know,
Yep.
we should enjoy our health and take care of ourselves while we have the possibility. Because when you don't have this health, you cannot like we don't know. I don't know how to explain that properly, but don't ever take anything for granted.
No. That's good. So it's like I'm not really sure if you thought that was either a life lessons or maybe you didn't think that was learning something the hard way, but that's
Yes,
an example.
I didn't learn that myself, but something happened to me, to my mom. Well, you know, she's old now,
Mhm.
and she kind of going through some tough period. So that's why, and she used to be a very, very brave, you know. She used to go everywhere without feeling any pain in her back. But now she's kind of having trouble even moving, you know.
Yeah.
So that's something that it's kind of difficult to explain what's going on. But
Yeah, that's okay because some of that stuff might be a little bit too personal, and that's understandable. So just to kind of pull it back to like the whole thinking on your feet part. So like I
yeah.
said, you repeated the question to help you at least to buy yourself time. Um, you were able to, once kind of like helping you through a little bit, then you were able to kind of draw from your knowledge base and then start to talk about something that would be considered a life lesson that could be learned the hard way. It might not necessarily be personally that you learned this, but at least it's something that you can relate to and be able to talk about and at the same time, you ended it by having that conclusion, right? So very good. Like, you're using a lot of these points. Not sure if you're using them innately, if this is natural to you, but that's basically a little bit of a breakdown of what you were doing. See?
Yeah.
Good job. Remember, you guys,
Thank
like there's,
you.
don't worry about making mistakes or anything of the sort here. This is all just practice, but you can start to see how some of the things of how the ways or some of the ways that you're answering these questions can draw upon some of these tips, or that you can start to use some of these tips to be able to improve upon how you answer some of these questions. Cool. Okay, so anybody like to go next?
Okay.
Okay, Matt. Okay, so Matt. Uh, Pick a number from 1 through 365.
I'm sorry, I don't think that is allowed to look up, but could you release that?
Yeah. So that's my question to you. Pick a number from 1 through 365.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Could I choose the number one?
Okay, number 1. So I'm gonna go up to number 1. Number 1 is this question. and it's going to be in the chat box. When was the last time you tried something new? So you can give yourself a minute to think about it, and then then spend 1 to 2 minutes answering it.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. So, this one and last one of my. Yeah. Okay. So, just write down. I think it's quite simple for me, but it's tough to from successfully for myself. Okay, I can tell you my stories. The last one, what I am doing, something that I mentioned about the meditation.
Okay.
Why I would to say the word that meditation? Because I know well about myself, not because I feel that in the past time, I'm a person really used to, ugly person as well. Because I easily to observe my envy to someone of something. Because I could not adapt, to any meeting or any conversation. It is make me hurt, right? And then I can anger immediately after that. Even though I was recognized that my upline kept long years, but I could not correct that better. Even though that I hope I will do this better for myself, because I think I should control everything outside, because I know well from the Buddha it for his Buddhist that if we win ourselves, it's much better than thousand enemies, right? That thousand enemies doesn't matter, doesn't important. The important that we should win ourselves first. That reason why I practice the meditation for me, because I know well during the meditating that I can get back something to before what I did wrong or right, and then I can consider which one I can improve for myself next time.
Okay.
That I have been improving about the meditation more than 5 years.
Okay.
But I feel that I'm not.
So Matt, remember 1 to 2 minutes. So
yeah. Okay.
That's a
Thank
little
you
bit
for
too-
your reminder.
Yep. So
And that I think I am trying to improve about improve my the
Yep.
first one, the overthinking, right? Because if I hurt or someone hurt me, I think too much about that. That I don't want to think up with that, because I know that it really is hurt me, one in the future.
Okay.
And the meditate for me to calm down and by some
So
in my head to someone, because I feel that a little bit. I can improve with that. Thank
it's
you.
over. It's like you went.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, yep. Okay, so a little bit of for you, right? One, you drew on your knowledge base, right, about meditation and why you talked about meditation, right? So you talked about certain things in your past that maybe was not so good, that then allowed you to come upon meditation. That's great, right? So that's good use of your knowledge base, right? And being able to talk about that. So good job with that. Something to improve upon is let's see, where was there's a part where it says no, like it's like, yeah, be clear and concise, right? So this is the part where when you were talking about or when you were answering the question, right? You were basically clear with what you're saying, but then you have a tendency of repeating it again, which leads to the whole rambling. So for this part, since you had said it, it's, that's basically all you need to do, right? And I think that's already pretty clear enough, so that like from there you don't need to repeat it to end up rambling. So that's one part to look at, but other than that, you at least ended it with your summary with how you came upon meditation and how that meditation is a way that really helped you. So being able to draw upon your knowledge base, right? And then being able to end it, right? So like you have a structured way to answer your question. So, structuring your response, right? Pretty good. Like, so you have like an introduction, you had like body paragraph to support your introduction, and then you conclude it. Good job with that. Let's see. So Diana, you have your hand up. You ready to go?
Well, thank you, Brother Tuan, for noticing me or for giving me the chance. Is it my time or my turn?
So yeah, for you, pick a number from 1 through
Okay.
365.
I will pick question number, let's see, number 11.
Okay.
Do you think crying is a sign of weakness or strength? Is that the question?
That exactly is the question.
Okay. Yeah, first thing first, I would like to say that this question is very interesting for me to say or to share my opinion, because I think everyone has cried due to their moment, their event, and we believe that crying is a state to express our feeling. It could be sadness or happiness. Mostly people will cry when they got something good things from their side or whatever it is, like getting, let's say, for example, getting a bachelor. Probably at that moment, they were crying because of happiness. And more than that, I would say that when we get something, sad or trouble event in our life, probably we are crying loudly or something like that. But those two things are different, because when we get something good, probably we can cry because of we are happy, and it's like immediately, in short term. But when we are crying, I think there are many perception or things that happen to us or to me. Just for example, due to my experience, when I have kind of something sad or trouble or problems, probably I would cry deeply. Even people don't know exactly what I have, what I get problems, but I cry. Or sometimes not crying like loudly, just cry in my heart because of problem so hard, so deeply. Like I lost, just one thing I would like to share about my opinion. In one moment, back years, some robber came into my house and grabbed all my my valuable things like jewelry or many things. At that time, I was so deep stressed, even depressed at that time. So I was crying so deeply. In sometimes I was crying loudly, but sometimes I was crying in my heart, so you can imagine how hard or how deep my crying. So yeah, due to this question, I should say that both can be. We can cry because of happiness, but the other side, we cry because of weaknesses or sadness, something like that. Yeah, I think those are could be happen, but mostly crying because of sadness, due to my opinion. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you. Okay.
That's nice.
Thank
So
you.
Thank you.
you were able to draw upon like personal experiences. So that's your knowledge base for this, right? You started things off like we had an introduction, so you're able to restructure a response. You gave some examples, right? You still focus on the topic at hand. You were really clear and concise with what you're saying. With how you said it too, you were just projecting confidence. So like there's this sense of like sureness in how you were speaking. That's really nice. Yeah, overall, I think you did a pretty good job answering the question. Okay, so so we had a few people go already. Anybody else want to try next?
I will try.
Okay, Jackie. So pick a number from 1 through 365.
308.
Okay, 308. So this question is, what music do you listen to lift your spirits when you're feeling down?
Sometimes I try to use Christian music, and sometimes I try to use I try to listen how can I say like kind of electronic music.
Okay.
Sometimes it helps me to down listen to the lyric, just the music, and I relax. And sometimes I try to use a frequency, for example, kind of 432 frequency hertz. I don't know if it's okay. This kind of music helped me a lot to relax and to be better with myself. So I like it, and it's a good way to feel better with yourself. So that is my answer. Thank you so much.
Okay, cool. So, by the way, hi Hafiz and hi Bonar. Welcome to the call. All right, so let's go over.
How are you?
Doing okay. Topic for today is thinking on the spot. I already went over the overview. Actually, what I'll do is I'll repost the links to the material so that at least you have something at hand. Okay, so for you, Jackie, yeah, electronic music. Or wait, is it no, something like that, like a because like there's a lot more synths to it. There's a lot more uh, bass drops in there, right? So like it's I would say it's like there's a decent amount of electronic music that could be heart pumping, right? It kind of gets you into like a much more an uplifting mood because if it's much more an uplifting type of beat. So talking about that, that's pretty good. Drawing from your knowledge base, right? That's basically what you're going with. An area I would say is try to project a little bit more confidence when you're speaking. That way, then like it sounds much more clear when you're saying it. But then other than that, you basically had a structured way of answering the question. So basically had an introduction, you provided some examples to, be kind of like part of your body paragraph, and you ended with, with a summary at the end. So yeah, overall not bad. Okay. So for more specifically,
are we talking about public speaker?
Repeat that again.
I'm asking you what specific topic we're talking about now is about public speaking or another topic?
So then, the meeting from the meeting notification, right? Today's topic is public speaking, thinking on the spot. So I'll do this quick shared screen just to give you the whole synopsis thing again, just as a refresher. Let's see, go to this, shared screen. And do I pop this up? I should be able to pop it up. Wait, oh, it got thrown over here. Okay. Okay, so thinking on the spot. Basically, we have two links. We have a link that has the tips for thinking on the spot and the link for the table topic questions, just in case people want to prepare, even though that's not, it kind of falls out of play with the whole thinking at the spot idea, but at least can help some people at least ease themselves into the whole thinking on the spot thing. So then I went through the overview of thinking on the spot. There's basically three parts: practice, prepare and practice, responding to the situation, and then the additional tips. So all the underlines are the kind of like the focus points for each of the three. The link is in the box, so you can be able to peruse through it yourself. And I'm using this as a way to kind of go over or assess over how everybody is answering the table topic questions. Table topic questions, by the way, are from here, which is why when I'm asking people regarding pick a number from 1 through 365, it's literally just picking a number, and then we'll just like you'll end up answering that question associated to that number. So other than that, do you have any questions, both you, Bonar, and Haha? Okay, so with that, getting back to things, anybody want to go next? Just pick a number from 1 through 365.
Hello.
Okay, yep. Francisco, go ahead. Pick a number, any number.
May I choose number 1, please?
Oh, you want to do number one again? Because I think that was Matt who did number one. Would you be okay picking a a different number, or you still like to do number one?
Number one, please.
Okay. So since the question's already in the chat box, yeah, go ahead and answer question number one.
Where I am living. This place is very famous for its beautiful places. We have forests and beaches to swim. Two years ago, I decided to go to a new place. It is called Manuel Antonio. This place, it's located in the Pacific area of this country. We spent 2 weeks walking around, observing new places, drinking, and eating local food. I went to a place near of the ocean. It was a very nice restaurant. There, I remember there was a concert. A girl, she came to us and offered us a menu. I opened the menu and I saw a sushi. What I am bringing to you, it is the first time I taste a sushi. I saw different types of these very particular plates on the menu. So I decided to choose chose
No, you got it right to choose.
I decided to choose a Californian roll.
Mm.
The the funny the funny situation between this story, it was that one friend, he told me this is a wasabi. Don't put too much on the food because it's really I mean, it's not spicy. It's different.
Mm-hmm.
And as I mentioned, it was the first time trying a sushi, so I didn't think about it, and I try some. I mean, a lot of wasabi. So the experience at the end of the night was a funny. I drank a glass of water, and we still having a great night. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So
Thank you for sharing.
sushi, very interesting. I could having tried sushi myself, I can imagine and feel what you're talking about, right? Which allowed me to kind of be in the moment of what you're saying. So, you know, you gave an example. You have a particular cadence in how you speak, so it allowed you to stall strategically, right? This is one of those tricks. So, this isn't in my notes or in my tips, right? It says to ask questions or paraphrase the questions, things like that. But what you did is like you're incorporating lots of pauses and you're having a particular cadence, which then allows you to stall strategically for time. That allows you to then be able to answer. So I say that's actually a pretty good way to answer things. The way you structured your answer isn't like an essay, but more like a story, right? So like you kind of gave this kind of more of a chronological order of what had happened, right? So you started off with, you know, going to this restaurant, and this is the first time you had a sushi, and then you got more specific, California roll, and then you talked about wasabi and the taste, right? So very good overall. Right? So like took your time, right? You were very concise. So yeah, good job, Francisco.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And
go ahead. Okay. So with that, we have a few more people left. So anybody like to volunteer, or at this point I can volunteer you guys at this point, right?
I would like to engage, but I have no idea which part that I have to read.
Well, that's the whole point of table topics, right? For this, it's thinking on your feet. So the link is in the chat box, the link to the questions. But you know, since it's thinking on your feet, you know, you can just have the question right there and then just think on your feet and then answer it. Would you like to give it a try anyways?
I just got the question topic here.
Yeah.
And like, let me see. I see this one.
Which one? No,
which 365 table topic question.
165.
Mm-hmm. 200.
So basically, what are you looking forward to?
Okay. I think the question number 4 is a nice question.
Question number 4: what gets you excited about life?
What gets you excited about life?
Is that the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like go ahead. What gets you excited about life?
Might be my crazy dream. My crazy dream.
Okay.
I have a dream, and that make me get excited about my life. The simple way, even though I know it is hard, but some people might be they don't believe about my dream. And even me, sometimes I am quite pessimist about that. But until nowadays, I still keep having that, holding that dream. And because I love interacting with any people around the world, like you, and from different countries. So now one of the platform that I made is I have a community, a small community, which is we could interact with other from different countries. Um, I hope to get to expand that to reach more people, and hopefully one day I could reach Europe country or USA, and to many project as well. So it's a kind of a dream for the world, and make me excited about my life.
Okay.
That's our try.
Cool.
I hope if anyone in this group would like to share what gets you excited about your life, if anyone.
Yeah.
Maybe anyone will say money will get excited about your life, money or whatever.
Yeah.
Your career, your work.
So yeah, before going over, what Bonar's response was, yeah, like just for everybody here, like just a little bit more impromptu, right? Like, what do you think gets you excited if anybody wants to just talk about it for a little bit?
Well, I just want to say my comment on this question.
Okay.
I think what gets me excited about life is that I am a human.
Okay.
So yeah, because human is kind of different from other animals. We have feelings and we also have a thought. I mean, we can use our mind. And also we have a social activity. So combining all of that make me become more complicated, I think so. And also maybe more adventurous in our life, even life is just temporary, but then we face every emotion, and also we have to find out the way we want to live by our own self. Nobody told us. So I think that's why it's make human life is kind of more interesting and also boring, but also interesting.
Okay. Cool. So does anybody else want to go with this question too, or Diana? Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I
Oh,
want to
Mohammed?
go.
Oh, sorry. So Diana, hold off. Like I'll let Mohammed go first, okay?
Yes, I think what gets me excited about my life right now is my constant need to overcome challenges. I set a goal, and then when I reach that goal, and I set a new one, that's kind of exciting for me because when I reach my goal, I'm happy, but I cannot stay there. I have to set another goal, and that uh, keeps me motivated and excited. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Diana, how about you?
Sorry.
Yep.
Brother Tan, can I get for the next chance to share about the question?
Oh, just a different question to altogether, or just excited about your life one?
I would like to pick another one.
Oh, okay. Got it. we'll see about like another round or yeah, another round of things. I think the only one person left would be Juan. So and Peak Yuan.
Okay.
So before we get to there, right? So like for Bonar and then Lucy and Mohammed on this. So yeah, Bonar, you started off talking about dreams, right? So this is something that you're able to relate to, right? That's going to your knowledge base, and you were able to just draw upon it, right? Because you were the first of the three, it was hard to remember what exactly you said because everybody else kind of like talked there too. But the way you expressed yourself, you at least projected confidence, right? So it made what you said very clear. That I could feel, right? So that's certain good things when you when it comes to thinking on the spot and being able to answer, right? So things like that. So those are, you're touching upon some of those tips. Good. Lucy, like so since you hadn't gone yet, so technically this would be you going, right? You talked about being human. Very interesting response. So you're very clear and concise with what you're saying, right? You were pretty structured, so like you basically described. So after answering, being human, right? Then you described some of the things involved regarding being human. So you did a kind of a compare and contrast type of response, right? You compared humans to other animals and like the difference of the two and why that this is what gets you excited in life. Then concluded with that. So very nice. Mohammed, then you talked about like goal setting, right? And then constantly being able to have more goals to keep furthering yourself. So I think probably this was more of a question that was more up your alley that you would have liked to answer. So then you kind of just jumped onto the spot to just go for it. Pretty nice. All right, cool. Right. So notice like a lot of you are drawing from your knowledge base, right? Just being able to call upon your knowledge. And you guys have particular ways of how you're structuring this. So some that have participated in the meeting of like how to organize your speech, like a couple months ago. And even when we did the whole chronological order topic last week, right? You're using some of those ways to structure how your response is. Very good. Some of you guys are using stall tactics to help you answer the questions, like especially the use of pauses, right? Being able to reiterate the question, right? You guys are also being clear and concise, projecting confidence. These are really good things. There's a little bit of humor here and there too, right? So very good. So far, like this is like you're using a lot of these tricks for thinking on the spot, right? That's good. Consistently practice some of this. This will be some of the things that will help out. All right. So hi, Alex. Welcome to the call. So as we get to things, Peak Yuan left. So let's see. Alex, today's topic is public speaking, thinking on the spot. So I had, I'm not sharing screen. Dang it. I'll do the share screen thing again. Share screen. I'll do screen 2 this time. Maybe this will help. All right. So I went over the overview so this, all the material is actually, stop sharing screen. Let's try this again. Share screen on screen number 1. And then I'll just pull everything over. So I did the whole tip sharing or the overview of the topic. So I'll copy this and I'll post this into the chat again. The next thing I did also is I also have these table topic questions. Actually, we could actually do it this way. Sure. So we went over a couple of this stuff already. All this has been included in the meeting notification, which I sent out 3 days ago, just to help people to get ahead of the game. Although the topic is thinking on your feet, so if anything, the main material to really look at is just the tips to how to think on your feet. The table topic question is just kind of like there to kind of ease yourself into it, but you know, when you prepare for that, it's not thinking on your feet anymore. It's still slightly, there's a slight preparation to it, but nonetheless, we're going to use questions out of those list of table topics. That way, at least creates a sense of fairness for everybody. So since most people have gone, Alex, would you like to try a table topic and, you know, practice thinking on your feet?
Okay, I need just I need to understand better about question.
Okay, so
that,
first off would be
that we discuss about.
Yep. So first off, pick a number from 1 through 365. Like, you can look over the questions, or you could just take a stab in the dark, you know.
The second I open the question.
Okay, so you want to look at the question. I guess in the meantime, Juan, you rose your hand.
Yes, thanks. But the next question, the answer.
Okay, so like, do you want to, like, since you haven't gone yet, do you want to choose a question?
My turn. No, this the first, Alex.
I think Alex wants to look at the questions first. So like,
okay, okay, okay. You tell me numbers, please.
Oh, you want me to pick you a number?
Yes, okay. Because you're supposed to be the person who asked the question, right?
Well, like my thing would just be like, you just like pick that. Because like my thing was like, you know, like let's have you pick a random number. You don't even have to look at the question, just pick a random number. If you like it, then there you go, right? If you want me to pick you a number, I would just be like
I choose my number.
So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 5s and a 3, right? So that's 48.
Okay.
I mean,
48.
9 3 9 3 48.
Okay.
So 48 is, what is the one thing you would like to change about the world?
Oh,
powerful man.
Okay, this question.
If you want
for example, it's important change the attitude, the humans. I think it's very important try to learn new things and put rules in your life, but not in the society, in your life, in your feelings. I think it's very important you try to put rules in your person. I think this is very important, change these things. Other thing important, in my case, in my opinion, it's try to listen and the other people. I think you try to listen and the other people, the world change and the conflicts change. I think this is very important, the communication in this moment and the past and the future. It's very important, the communication. I think in the people maybe not try to make one communication. But in this moment, I think this is very important. And other thing to change is to learn this situation, not try to learn and listen the other people. And the culture is very important. I think the culture in the family change the world, and the culture you learn good things in your family. In the moment that you learn good things in your family, I think you change your society and you change your life. But the base for this change is you try to respect your feelings. I think the change is the respect himself and respect your feelings, and you try to learn all days new things, but good. I do not say this good or no. I think new things in your life. Not for me. I think they not exist bad things or good things. Only exist things, and you try to learn new things all days. I think it's very important.
Okay.
And the communication, it's based for solving many conflicts.
Yeah.
Thank you, Thanh.
Thank you. Okay. So for yours, you had like several answers to your question. So kind of like how you structured it, right? It was just like, like you went about one by one of like how like, there's a variety of things, right? And then you kind of went through like, so communication was part of it, right? Being able to listen to each other, things like that. Certain rules in place in order to affect or enforce these type of change about the world. So so you had that structure, right? So that's one part of like the thinking on your feet, like structuring your response. You kind of ended with the summary, just summarizing all those answers, right? You sounded a little bit not as confident though. So if possible, try to sound a little bit more confident. But otherwise, like, you were able to at least improvise on the spot, because I gave you a random number, right? You're like, oh, just give me a question, any question. I'm like, okay, so like I was just doing this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not bad.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So Alex, I don't know if you got a chance to look through the questions, but like do you have a number that you want to pick?
Yep. If you let me, I can share with us question number. How is this question? Number 7.
Number 7?
Is it
Okay.
possible?
Yes.
So
number 7 is, do you ask enough questions or do you settle for what you know?
I think it's a good question, especially when you meet with something new in your life. And for example, when I found new job not long time ago, about weeks ago, and of course there are a lot of questions, and usually, of course, I try to ask a lot of questions to my coworkers, and of course, it's better to me to know more about my new job, because without my question, it will be more difficult to know, and longer time to know better about my job and what should I do, my new job. So because yep, usually it's not about only my new job. It's about everything that I meet new. Usually, yep, I try to first of all I try to ask something and know about more about this point that I need, and then I try to do, especially if I don't know nothing, don't know about that I need to know more. Of course, I try to ask a question. First of all, a lot of questions, and then I do it. Yeah, because it's important. And it's you can faster. You can know faster about your point and better. Thank you guys
Thank
for
you.
all the help.
Okay, so basically for you, like, yeah, you feel like you know, asking enough questions, you know, you're not really going to settle, right? So you gave the example of like, you know, work and then being able to ask questions, especially to people that you're getting familiar with. Pretty good. So you're giving like kind of like you're drawing from your knowledge base to be able to give that example. You structure things out by answering a question and then in the kind of the body paragraph, giving your example, right? So pretty good. And then, you know, summarizing. So, you know, like the whole verbal essay type format. Don't really have any much more to comment because, you know, a very structured way of answering. So good job. Okay. So with that, only one person left. Me. Because
I thought it's
even
me.
though I'm the host, I am not getting away from this one. So my challenge for you guys is you guys pick a number for me. You can pick a random number or whatever, or if you want a specific question for me to answer and you know what it is, you can give me that specific number. For everybody on the call, like currently, because people have already dropped off a little bit, pick a number, any number.
What if we all choose different numbers? I mean, you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different questions.
That's fine. So like
okay.
so what will happen is like I'll choose one of the 5, or we could do it in a different way. We could even do it mathematically, right? You take all the numbers and then take an average.
Now you have to answer all 5 questions.
Because like no matter what you do, if you do the number average thing, like the number will always be somewhere in the middle, right? But like otherwise, I could just pick one of the 5 numbers.
I'm choose the number, your number?
Anybody can choose a number for
Okay,
me.
okay, 20.
So so Juan says 20. Anybody else? Anybody else have a number? Or like
Okay,
or
okay.
should I go for 20?
Okay, 20.
Oh, so you're gonna go 22? 20 as well? Okay. So it looks like which activity makes you lose track of time? That's easy. Pokemon Go. That's a very easy one for me. Earlier today, what did I do?
I don't know the
I
question.
played Pokemon Go. So did you see me play Pokemon Go? No. Why? On my Instagram, what did I post? Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. Right. So for me, I went biking through the wilderness, and there was an area that had a bunch of waterfalls, little mini ones, but they were waterfalls nonetheless. Throughout the whole time biking, I was able to get in my steps, which then is tracked by my phone through Google Fit. So with the tracking through Google Fit, that information goes into Pokemon Go, and now those steps translate into things into the game. So I was playing Pokemon Go, literally. When I got to the spot that I was intending to get to, it's called East Shelter at Breakneck Pond. So there's this little shelter kind of like structure that's by the side of the east side of Breakneck Pond in Union, Connecticut. So there's pictures and stuff out there, or at least on my Instagram, or at least sort of, right? More on Zalo rather than Instagram, but like I do want to put some of that on Instagram at some point. Nonetheless, basically it's a very nice day. Like it was pretty warm, mostly cloudy, with kind of like alto cumulus clouds in the sky, or a little bit of stratus cirrus. So stratus means straight clouds, cirrus is high clouds, alto means high, and cumulus means clouds. So alto cumulus clouds look like as if they're like a bunch of like quilted blankets that's in the sky, sort of. Like it's like rows of cotton balls, basically. Whereas stratus cirrus is kind of like these wispy clouds, but it kind of straightens out. So we had a bunch of those clouds in the sky that kind of covered most of the bright, or like not the bright, but the blue skies. But nonetheless, like the sun shined through very nicely, so it's quite warm. It's about, say, like 72 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about like 21 degrees Celsius, right? Just to give you kind of an example. Wind was like maybe like 5 miles an hour or less, so it wasn't as windy. But it was a very nice day. So going along through the wilderness, it's like a path just going through. And so I was generating my steps for Pokemon Go. Once I got to my destination, I took out the game and caught a bunch of Pokemon, and then I went back. And afterwards, I stopped by I stopped by a kind of a pizza place first to get food, then stopped by a Starbucks to charge up my phone because all my phones were dead. And I bought kind of like a Go Plus, which is a device that automatically catch Pokemon for me. So like while I was charging up my phone, then the device was catching Pokemons for me. Literally, Pokemon was what I did this whole day. So what did I do to lose track of time? Pokemon Go. But along the way, right, I got to exercise, I got to explore, enjoy the weather on this Good Friday, because it's still Good Friday for me, right? It was a very nice day. So thank you.
Thank
Yep.
you.
It
Good
was very
Friday.
popular. It was very popular. Catch Pokemon
Yep.
long time ago.
So for me, if I was to criticize myself, right, I've repeated certain things several times. So that led me to ramble, right? That's a no-no. Like I should not be rambling. But I did at least have a structured way of how to talk about things. I'm improvising, and I should try to practice this a little bit more, but nonetheless, like it's not bad how I was answering this, right? But at least overall, it was kind of more entertaining.
Yeah.
Hence the whole humor, right? Because I said Pokemon Go, and you guys like what? Okay. Hi, Yui. Welcome to the call.
Hello, hi.
Hi.
Nice to
Hey.
meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Today's
Yes.
topic
Hi.
is thinking on the spot, or basically public speaking, thinking on the spot. So what we're doing here is I sent it in the Zalo group, but just in case, I will copy the link for the materials. So the first link here, this is the link for the tips and tricks for thinking on the spot. The next link here, this is the link for
Yeah.
the table topic questions that we're using to ask, right? So since you're the last one, right? Do you want to give it a try and answer a table topic question? Oh, so basically these are just random questions. There's no exact themes to them or anything like that. But the whole idea is to put yourself on the spot and then just answer, right? So just this is all practice of being put on the spot. And at the same time you get to practice your English. So Yi, are you still there?
Yes, I'm at there.
Okay. So would you be ready to answer a random question?
I don't see the question.
Well, that's why it's random. The question
Wow.
the question is in the link, the second link, but nonetheless, like the idea is like thinking on the spot. So I could just give you a random question.
3765 question.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. You're not answering them all. You're just going to pick one. That's it. But it's just to allow people a variety so that like you have something to choose from.
I answer the question to the number question.
So you want to answer question number 2 or you want to answer a question?
Yes. Number 2. Yes. Thank you.
Number 2, right? Like who do you sometimes compare yourself to? That one?
Maybe I sometimes compare yourself to my teacher piano. Yes.
Piano
And
teacher.
yeah. And my friend. Sometimes I compare yourself to member in my family.
Mm.
And 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 wait for me.
Okay.
And present and now I feel I feel I learn English slowly, and I feel only I feel um, I am quite disappointed for myself. Thank you.
So why do you feel disappointed?
Because I have a IELTS exam, and I don't have enough time. Yeah.
So did you already take the
Thank
exam
you.
or no?
Yeah. I joined to international coffee international yes I joined to international English cafe and practice skill English to everyone.
Okay. Well,
Thank you.
so okay. So for the question was who do you sometimes compare yourself to? And you said your piano teacher and then your other friends, right? So let's think about this like IELTS, right? Because like in IELTS, you might have some sort of similar kind of questions. And a lot of times they're just going to give you a question. There's no preparation for what the question is because they're just going to give you a question, right? When it comes to these like task 1, task 2, task 3 type questions, when they ask you, it would more or less be like these table topic questions where when you just answer, oh, my piano teacher and your friend. That's it? Okay, take care, Diana. Okay.
Yeah.
that's not going to cut it in IELTS. So like, I'm not trying to focus this on IELTS, but since you're doing IELTS, right, just to kind of give you an idea and then relate it back to thinking on the spot. Because when it comes to these IELTS questions, thinking on the spot is a skill that you will need, right? It's part of it is part of your critical thinking skills, right? So in this sense, when it comes to who do you sometimes compare yourself to? You say your piano teacher and your other friends. Okay, why? Right?
Because I play piano very quite well, but my piano teacher play piano over 20 years,
Sure.
30 years.
Sure.
Yes,
right?
he very well, and
So
he play wow faster
sure.
and yeah.
No. Let me stop you right there, right? So, but that's the idea, right? It's like when you're answering the question, like even though the question says like, oh, who do you sometimes compare yourself to? But then in terms of IELTS, if you were to answer it, you have to say more than just who, right? So part of it will say why and what, right? Or how. So in this case, most likely why? Why do you compare yourself to these people, right? So that's kind of something to think about. So when it comes to these table topic questions, this is where when you're answering them, you want to fill in more of that time, that 1 to 2 minutes worth of time, right? So just to give a really short answer, oh, this person, and that's it. So in terms of the exercise here, and in terms of IELTS, right, in both instances, you'd want to say more, right? So this is one of those occasions where speaking up a little bit more, telling more of a story, right? Having a structure of what you're saying. These are the kind of things that help. So in my previous meeting, or even in my last week's meeting, I had a topic called chronological order, right? Months before, I had a topic called a structure what you say, right? Or organize your speech, right? So both of those things is how to structure your response, which is, do you remember writing essays in school? Right? Like not necessarily in English, but just in Vietnamese, right? Do you remember having to write essays in school? Right? So you had like an introduction, you have a body paragraph, and then you have a conclusion. So it doesn't matter what language you're learning, like writing an essay is still the same thing, right? So in this case, when you're answering these questions, it's like writing an essay. You have an introduction to your answer. You say a little bit of stuff to it. This is your body paragraph. And then you conclude it, right? So ideally, if you can answer your question in that kind of format, it will especially help you for your IELTS. So this is kind of like why part of like what I'm trying to do with this topic here. It's not specifically for IELTS, but I think this will be helpful for you because thinking on the spot will be something you need to do.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
So that first link that you see, that's tips and tricks to how to think on the spot. So I would suggest go over that and use some of that to try to help you out. One part of it that might be very important is knowledge base, building your knowledge base. This is where when you talk to other people that try to help out or teach IELTS or train in IELTS, right? They'll say things like, oh, read more newspapers, right? Or like read more books and things like that. The reason is because it's to help you build your knowledge base. So when it comes to like more specifically our topic with thinking on the spot, it helps if you have a bigger knowledge base so that you have more to be able to talk about. So this is the same idea for IELTS too. You basically are doing the same thing. But other than that, yeah. So long as you can expand upon more of what you're saying, I think you would be able to do a better job with answering things. And I think this will be more helpful for your IELTS testing, because, that's too short of an answer. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit. Okay, I think we stretched it out quite a bit, even though it was only a few of us. But notice, right, like all these sessions, they do tend to go for quite a long time, because it's almost like the 2-hour mark. But other than that, I think just one question apiece for everybody, that was probably pretty good, right? Just to go through this exercise of thinking on the spot. So the link is still going to be there. Like all this stuff is going to be there, right? Aside from that, I do have all my other material that is in that folder, for all that shared folder. So for those that still want to go back and peruse some of that material, yeah, by all means, it's always going to be there. And I'm stalling for time because I'm trying to quickly get this link so that you guys can have access to it and be able to then utilize it. So with all that time or filled up our space of time, this is the Google Drive folder that has all those shared files, right? So just to permit me to share screen a little bit more, basically what I'm talking about is this shared file right here, which then goes into here. So you have your table topic questions, you have your thinking on your feet, but then we also had other stuff, right? So there's like a file on chronological order. We had the category games that like we were had been played a while back. I had like the first stage of a relationship thing. Literary devices, a table of that. We went over root cause analysis and what is a dive. We try to play other games like Taboo. I have like the International English Cafe schedule here, although I think I need to have this updated. There's like list of words and phrases. There's a whole bunch of stuff that was in here. There's even other reading material that we had previously read in the past. So there's a bunch of material here that I'm storing over the course of all the times that I've been hosting. And I may really revisit some of this stuff. So, feel free to peruse all this stuff. With that, does anybody have any particular questions, comments, or thoughts?